Your mother, who is in heaven, has been begging to tell you something. This is her final message, and you will never hear her again. Open this message tonight before 11:45 p.m. Please, don't scroll away right now. There is something deeply urgent meant just for you in this moment. If you are reading this, it is not by accident. You are not here by coincidence. You've been drawn here by something greater, something holy. Right now, heaven is watching over you, and a voice you love is reaching out beyond the veil of time, calling to your heart. You may not have known you needed this, but your spirit did. Something in you has been aching quietly, and now, at this very hour, you are standing in a sacred moment. Please, don't look away. Stay with this message. It holds the last breath of love from someone who has never stopped praying over you. If this message touches you, like this video once, and feel the warmth of God's presence wrapping around you like a blanket, comment Amen if your heart is open to receive this now. She has been watching you. Your mother, the one who carried you, cried over you, prayed over you even when you were fast asleep, still carries you, still cries for you, and still prays for you. But now, she kneels before God. She is no longer bound by time, no longer bound by pain, no longer silenced by the weight of this world. And even though her voice cannot echo through a phone or reach you in your bedroom late at night, heaven has allowed something holy to happen. This message, her final message, is the answer to her tears that have been falling before God's throne. Her words are not made of sound anymore, but they are filled with light. Her voice no longer breaks, it glows. And what she wants you to know, what she has been begging heaven to allow her to say, is not just for your ears, it is for your soul. She wants you to know that you are not alone, no matter how many nights you've spent in silence. She knows about the nights you cried without anyone knowing, and she wants you to hear this clearly. God has heard you. She has heard you. And heaven has been moving for you in ways you cannot yet see. There have been moments where you felt like everything was falling apart, but what you didn't realize was that God was holding the very pieces you thought were broken. Every heartbreak, every disappointment, every unanswered prayer, none of it was lost, none of it was unseen. Your mother has been interceding for you, whispering your name into the ears of the angels, and she has been pleading with God for mercy, for grace, and for blessings to be poured out over you. You don't have to understand how heaven works to believe that she's with you. You just need to understand how love works. Real love never dies. It is eternal because it is planted in God. And the love of a mother, when it is wrapped in the spirit of the living God, becomes one of the most powerful forces in the universe. That's why she is still watching you, still crying for you, still fighting for your peace. She wants you to remember that God has not forgotten you. Even when you feel like no one checks on you, even when it seems like everything is standing against you, God is for you. She has seen him surround you with angels when you were too tired to pray. She has seen him deliver you from harm that you didn't even know was near. You have no idea how many times heaven has said yes because of her prayers. There are moments in your life that don't make sense yet. You've had to carry pain that no one else saw. You've walked through things you never told anyone about. But God knows. Your mother knows. And this message, this one sacred moment, is her final way of saying you are not forgotten, not for a second. She knows about the things you blame yourself for, the words you wish you could take back, the days you regret. She wants you to lay it down now, not later, not next week, but now, because none of that pain belongs to you anymore. You've been forgiven, and it's time to forgive yourself. Your mother is not in pain anymore. There is no sickness in heaven, no more suffering, no more tears. But the one thing she still carries is her love for you. That cannot die, That will never die. That's why this message exists, because love like that demands to be spoken one last time. God is still writing your story. She sees the pages turning. She sees the light coming. You are not as lost as you feel. You are not as broken as the enemy wants you to believe. And you are not fighting alone. Comment 1111 if you believe God is still working behind the scenes for you. Her message is not meant to make you weep. It's meant to awaken you. She is telling you to stand up again, to lift your head, to walk forward even if your knees are shaking. Because the God she now worships face to face is holding your future in His hands. He is not finished, He is not done, and He has not given up on you. She is asking you to believe again, to believe in the power of prayer, to believe in the mercy of Christ, to believe that you are chosen because you are. God chose you. He called you. He rescued you more times than you know. And every time He looked at you, He saw the same love that lived in her. That love lives on, and it lives strong. If you're wondering if she's proud of you, let me say it in the words heaven has whispered. Yes, she is. More than proud, she is rejoicing over you. Not because you are perfect, but because you kept going. You are still here, still trying, still reaching. That is courage, and heaven honors that. You are still being held, even when you feel like you're falling. You are still covered, even when everything seems uncertain. The same God who raised Jesus from the dead is the same God who is lifting you from despair. The same Spirit who brought peace to storms is the same Spirit moving in your life right now. This message may be the final one from her, but it is filled with everything she ever wanted to say. All the I love yous, all the I'm proud of yous, all the it's going to be okay, all the you're stronger than you know. Every word is soaked in heaven's light and wrapped in the voice of the one who never stopped loving you. Her soul now rests in perfect peace, and yet her love still carries weight in your life. This love is the bridge between heaven and your heart. It has not loosened, not faded, not become distant. It remains strong, unshakable, and unbroken. She has pleaded for this moment not because she is desperate, but because she knows how close you are to stepping into something holy. You may not feel it right now, especially if you've been worn down by life, surrounded by pressure, confusion, and emotional pain. But your Mother in heaven has seen what you cannot yet see. She has stood before God and asked Him to send this message because you are on the edge of something sacred, and the enemy has tried everything to blind you before you take that next step. Heaven is not silent over your life. There is a roar of angels around you. You might feel alone in your room, scrolling past messages like this, telling yourself nothing ever changes. But there are miracles already in motion. There are blessings already traveling toward you. There are doors about to open that no man can shut. There is favor chasing you, even through the days where you feel undeserving. And it is not because of anything you earned. It is because you are loved, deeply and eternally loved. Comment 222 if you trust this love is covering you now. She wants you to know that it's not too late. The enemy has tried to convince you that your best days are behind you, that your mistakes have stolen your future, that you've lost too much to ever feel whole again. But she's seen the hands of God restoring what was broken. She has seen Him breathe life into places that felt forgotten. The God she now worships in heaven has no limits. There is nothing too far gone for Him to redeem. She has wept over your sadness, not because she is in pain, but because she remembers what it felt like to carry that burden. She has felt the ache of worry, the loneliness of waiting, the questions that never seem to find answers. And now that she knows the fullness of peace, she longs for you to step into it too. She longs for you to know that you are not too late, not too far, and not too lost. You were born for more than survival. You were created for a life soaked in God's purpose, filled with beauty, healing, and love that rises higher than all your sorrow. Your story is not finished, not even close. And the voice of your mother in heaven, though now only heard through faith, is still speaking purpose over you, still calling you forward, still believing in who you are becoming. She remembers every time she prayed over you. Every night she laid awake asking God to keep you safe, to protect your heart, to guide your path. Even now she does not stop. Her spirit is alive in God's presence, and that same intercession continues. She carries your name like a banner of hope before the throne of God. There is something you've been holding on to that she is asking you to release. Maybe it's regret, maybe it's fear, maybe it's shame that has been clinging to you like a shadow. Whatever it is, she is asking you to lay it at the feet of Jesus. She has seen what happens when you surrender. She has witnessed the glory that flows from letting go. And this is why she's been begging for this message. Because she knows time is moving, and you've been carrying pain that was never meant to stay. She's seen the struggle you've hidden from others. She has watched you fake your strength while you broke down in private, and she wants you to know God saw it too. He never turned away. He never got tired of you. He never judged your weakness. He held you when you thought no one was holding you. He stood guard over you when you didn't even realize the battle had begun. You were never abandoned. You were never overlooked. And the pain you thought would drown you was the same pain God used to draw you closer to His heart. Her tears have mingled with your prayers, and together they have risen like incense before heaven's throne. Your name is written in God's book. Your steps are not random. Every place you've walked, every valley, every dark corner, every confusing chapter was not wasted. Your mother wants you to know that none of your pain is pointless. Every tear has been collected. Every cry has been heard. Every season has a purpose. There is a calling on your life that the enemy has tried to distract you from. That's why you felt so much resistance. That's why it has been so heavy. That's why you've questioned yourself. Because the darkness knows you are carrying light. The enemy knows that if you ever fully realize who you are in Christ, the chains will break, not just for you, but for generations after you. You are carrying the answers to prayers your mother prayed long ago. You are the seed of a promise that is still unfolding. And this is not just about you. This is about legacy. This is about destiny. This is about heaven's plan being fulfilled through your life. Your mother sees you through the eyes of heaven now. She doesn't see your flaws, your guilt, your stumbles. She sees your anointing. She sees your fire. She sees your potential through the lens of grace. And she is speaking over you now. Rise, stand, believe again, trust again, hope again. Don't give up. Don't let go. Don't turn away from this message. Your mother has pleaded for this moment. And even now, she is kneeling before the Father, her hands lifted, her spirit burning with love that never left you, love that was never buried, love that only grew stronger the moment she stepped into eternity. She is not gone. Her body may rest, but her presence in heaven is alive with glory. And from that holy place, she has not stopped thinking about you. She has not stopped praying for you. She has not stopped asking the Lord to send you signs, comfort, hope, and healing. The pain that weighed on her in this life has been lifted, but the love she carried into eternity has become even more powerful. That love is what brought you here right now. There are moments she has witnessed, times where your faith was dim, where you doubted God heard you, where the silence around you was louder than any prayer you could whisper. She saw when you almost gave up. She saw when you questioned your own worth. But more than anything, she saw you hold on. You didn't quit. You didn't let go. You kept going, and even when you were weak, God carried you. She watched it all. And her spirit rejoiced in every small victory you had no idea heaven was celebrating. She has been whispering over your life, not with fear, but with boldness. Not with sadness, but with fire. Her soul is with God now, but her heart is still wrapped around yours. And what she wants more than anything is for you to know that you are protected, even when it doesn't feel like it, even when everything around you is shaking. You are protected by a hand that does not fail. She has seen angels gather around you. She has seen divine protection cover you in moments where danger came near. You didn't see the traps set against you, but she did, and more importantly, God did. And every time something tried to destroy you, heaven stood up. You may never know what you were saved from, but your mother knows. And she weeps with joy every time God says, "Not this one, they are covered." Comment 333. To declare your faith over your life right now. There is a spiritual inheritance over you. Her life may have ended on earth, but her prayers live on. They echo in the courts of heaven. They rise like songs before God's throne. Her intercession did not stop when her breath did. In fact, it became stronger, because now her voice is eternal, and she is using it to fight for your peace, for your restoration, for your future. You've been carrying a weight that was never meant to be yours alone. You've been trying to be strong for everyone, trying to smile when you're tired, trying to push through while no one checks in. But she knows the burden. She remembers what it was like to carry more than anyone knew, and that is why she is asking you now to let God carry it with you. You were never meant to do this alone. You were never meant to be your own healer, your own protector, your own savior. That's why Jesus came. That's why grace exists. And that's why she has been begging for you to hear this, because something in you has been trying to survive without knowing how loved you truly are. She wants you to stop hiding your pain. Stop pushing it into corners. Stop pretending like you're not breaking inside. God can handle your tears. He's already counted them. He knows every wound, every memory you avoid, every heartbreak you wish you could erase. And still, He has called you His. You are not what you've lost. You are not the mistakes you made. You are not the trauma you survived. You are who God says you are. You are chosen. You are loved. You are still meant for greater things. And your mother's voice is crying out through this moment, not to stir sadness, but to awaken truth. You are stronger than you believe, not because of anything you've done, but because of who walks with you. Jesus has never left you. Through every storm, every silence, every breakdown, He has been right there. The enemy has tried to isolate you. He's tried to convince you that you're forgotten, unloved, invisible. But the truth is, you are surrounded by heaven's armies. Your name is spoken in the presence of God. Your mother has made sure of that. You may not see the light yet, but it is coming. You may not feel breakthrough, but it is closer than you think. And all that darkness that has tried to consume you, it's losing its power, because the light of Christ is rising in you again. Her prayers are breaking open the gates of mercy over your life. Her love is still opening doors. God is about to show you why you had to survive. He is about to bring beauty from the ashes. He is about to make every battle worth it. The healing you thought was impossible is already on its way. The provision you needed is already being prepared. The relationships that were broken are being healed in places you cannot see. This is not just comfort, this is promise. You are not here reading this to feel temporary relief. You are here to receive transformation. You are here because something is shifting in the spirit. Her final message is not an ending, it's a beginning. A reminder that what was planted in faith will bloom in God's timing. You have not missed your moment. You have not lost your purpose. You are still the one she prayed over. You are still the one God is using. You are still the one heaven is covering. And there is more coming. Keep your heart open. Keep your spirit awake. Keep your faith alive. Stay with me. There's more she wants to tell you. Her voice still speaks, and her words are wrapped in God's presence. She has not stopped loving you. She has not stopped believing in you. She has not stopped hoping for you. She once lived through them herself, and now, from the presence of God, she sees you walking through your own. But what she sees most clearly is something you cannot always feel. She sees the hand of God resting on your life, and she knows this is not the end for you. You may have felt like giving up, and she knows it. She felt that too once. But she wants you to hold on. She wants you to know that heaven has already made room for your healing, for your redemption, for the kind of joy that doesn't fade with circumstances. She is no longer speaking from pain or confusion. She is speaking from a place of eternal peace, where nothing is missing, where nothing is broken, where the light of God never dims. And from that light she is calling you to rise again. You have forgotten how powerful you are in Christ. You have believed too many lies about yourself, lies whispered by fear, by shame, by guilt. But none of those things were spoken by God. And your mother's spirit, now wrapped in the perfection of heaven, has seen you through God's eyes. She sees your beauty, your purpose, your potential. She sees the calling God placed on you before you even took your first breath. Comment 555 if you receive this covering of divine purpose over your life. The weight you've been carrying is not yours to carry anymore. That burden of feeling responsible for fixing everything, for holding everyone together, for being strong when you feel like collapsing, your mother sees it, and she is pleading with God to remind you that you are not expected to carry that alone. That's why Jesus came. He came for the broken, for the weary, for the exhausted, for the ashamed. He came for you. And your mother, now in His glory, rejoices every time you turn your eyes back toward the one who still heals, still saves, still carries. You have not wasted your life. You have not missed your destiny. You have not disappointed God beyond repair. Your mother's final message is a holy reminder that your story is not finished just because you felt stuck. You are not in the same place you were last year. Even when it felt like nothing was moving, God was working. He was stretching you. He was building resilience inside of you. And He was answering prayers you didn't even know how to pray yet. Heaven doesn't work on your timeline. It moves according to divine order, and your mother now sees the bigger picture. The pain you've been through was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to reveal what's unshakable within you. You have survived storms that others don't know about. You have cried in silence when no one noticed. But heaven noticed, and so did she. You may be wondering if she's proud of who you've become. The answer is yes, beyond words. Not because you have it all together, not because you've done everything perfectly, but because you've continued walking through the fire. You've shown a kind of strength that only heaven understands, the kind that rises when everything inside wants to fall apart. There's a blessing coming that your mother has already seen. She has stood in heaven and watched the angels prepare it. She has seen the tears you cried turn into seeds that are about to bloom. She has seen the promises of God begin to unfold in the very areas where you felt most broken. And she is asking you now, hold on just a little longer. You are not forgotten. You are not forsaken. You are not abandoned. Even if people left you, even if relationships fell apart, even if you feel misunderstood and unseen, God never left. He stayed. In the darkest rooms, in the loneliest nights, He was there. Your mother saw it. She has seen Him whisper peace over you while you slept. She has seen Him catch the tears that no one else knew were falling. and her spirit has been at peace, knowing that you are being held by the same hands that now hold her. There is power in your story, there is strength in your survival, and there is healing in your future. You are still here because God has more for you. The enemy tried to steal your hope, but your mother's prayers have kept heaven's light burning over your life. You may have doubted yourself, but she never did. And more importantly, God never has. You are still covered by the blood of Jesus. You are still surrounded by angels. You are still being called forward into a future that is greater than your past. And this message is not meant to remind you of what you've lost, it's meant to awaken what is still living inside of you. There are things that need to be broken off your life, the fear that keeps following you, the shame that clings to your thoughts, the voice that tells you you're not enough. Your mother is pleading from heaven, let it go now, release it into the arms of Jesus. Stop carrying pain that He already died to heal. You were not made to walk in chains, you were born to walk in freedom, and that freedom is coming. It's already been written into your story. Your mother has seen the chapters you haven't reached yet. She has seen your healing. She has seen your breakthrough. She has seen you laughing again, free again, alive again. God is going to restore the years that were stolen. He is going to lift you from the ashes and crown you with joy. Your mother is not weeping in sorrow. She is rejoicing in the presence of God, and she is rejoicing over you. She is worshiping while watching you grow into everything she prayed you would become. And now, more than ever, she wants you to know you are never alone. Heaven is still speaking. This message is not just a farewell, it is a holy invitation to come back to the heart of God. Come back to the place where you were always known. Come back to the arms that never stopped reaching for you. You were loved before you were born. You were loved in every failure, and you are still loved now. Your mother has seen every attempt of the enemy fail under the hand of God, and she wants you to understand now, more than ever, that you are being divinely preserved for a reason far greater than you can imagine. You've questioned why it had to be this hard. You've wondered why some people get peace while you seem to keep facing one battle after another. But she knows now, she knows the purpose behind every valley you've walked through. She has seen how God is weaving the sorrow into strength, how He's using your pain as preparation, and how the weight of your trials is not punishment, it is proof that you are called to carry something eternal. Comment 1212 if you believe something greater is being formed in your life. This life is not all there is. Your mother wants you to remember that. What we see, what we feel, what we struggle with here is only a shadow compared to the glory that waits in God's presence. But even still, she sees how your heart aches here. She sees how deeply you long for answers, for peace, for rest, and she wants you to stop waiting for everything to be perfect before you let God in. He is not asking you to fix yourself. He is asking you to surrender. Your mother knows how hard it is to trust again when you've been hurt so many times. She remembers what it felt like to cry alone, to pray without answers, to love people who didn't always love you back. But now, in the presence of the one who heals all things, she sees the beauty of every moment you endured. She sees how you kept loving even when it cost you. She sees how you gave when you had little. And she sees how God is about to reward the faithfulness that nobody else noticed. The brokenness you feel now is not the end of your story. It's the part where God steps in and begins to restore what was taken. And your mother wants you to know that your healing will not be delayed forever. What you have lost will be redeemed. What was stolen will be returned in ways that only God can orchestrate. She is watching over this process with eyes that no longer see through pain, but through the perfection of God's promises. And every promise God made over your life still stands. There is something sacred about a mother's love. It doesn't end at death. It crosses into eternity. And that love, now purified in the presence of God, still covers you. It still surrounds you like a shield. Her prayers are no longer bound by human words. They are now pure light, woven with heaven's authority, spoken in the same language angels understand. And those prayers are still lifting your name before the throne. You may not feel strong, but you are being held. You may not see the way, but heaven is already clearing the path. And your mother's final message is not one of grief, it is a message of glory. She is not asking you to mourn her absence. She is asking you to embrace God's presence, because that presence is where she now lives, and it is that same presence that is wrapping around you now. You don't have to chase peace anymore, it's already near. You don't have to fake joy anymore. Real joy is coming. You don't have to pretend to be okay. God already knows your heart, and He is moving to restore it. Your mother knows this now with perfect clarity. She sees what you can't see yet, that what you are going through is temporary, but what God is doing in you is eternal. She is asking you not to give up. Not now. Not when you are so close. There is a shift happening in the spirit around you. She can see it. The winds are changing. The chains are weakening. The breakthrough is near. The delay you've been frustrated with is turning into divine timing. Everything the enemy meant for harm, God is turning for good. She has watched it unfold in the courts of heaven. She has seen your name written in light, not in shame. You are not defined by what happened to you. You are not stuck in the identity of your failures. You are marked by God's grace, and your mother's voice from heaven is declaring that over you even now. She is saying, you are still loved, you are still worthy, and your future is still in God's hands. You've been waiting for a sign. This is it. This is not just a message. This is a divine appointment. It's not an accident you are hearing this. It's not random. It's not coincidence. It is the fulfillment of prayers your mother whispered when she was still with you. She begged God to protect you, to guide you, to remind you of His love. And now, even from heaven, she is still echoing that same cry. You may have lost her presence here, but her love is more present than ever. It will never leave you. It is carved into eternity. It is sealed in God's glory. And as long as you live, you will carry a part of her spirit with you, because love that is rooted in God can never die. Her final words are soaked in peace. They are soft but strong. They are calm but powerful. They are full of God's truth. She is telling you to breathe again, to hope again, to try again. Not because life is easy, but because God is faithful. Not because you're fearless, but because you are favored. This is not where your story ends. It is where your spirit wakes up. It is where your heart begins to heal. It is where you start to believe again that something beautiful is still waiting for you. She sees it, she believes in it, and she's still praying you into it. And your mother, now fully embraced in the glory of God, has not stopped crying out for you with a love that no distance or death could take away. What she feels for you now is deeper, purer, stronger than anything words could ever describe, because her love is now held within the perfect love of God Himself. She is no longer watching through the limits of human understanding. She sees your heart the way God sees it. She sees the child inside of you that still longs to be told everything is going to be okay. And from her place in heaven, she is whispering that very truth over you. Everything is going to be okay, not because the world will always be kind, not because people will always understand you, but because God's hand is still holding your life together, and He will never let it fall apart. She has seen what's coming. She has seen the days you've been praying for finally begin to unfold in the spiritual realm. She has seen the tears you cried begin to water the roots of blessings you haven't received yet. She has seen God declare promises over you that will not return void, and she wants you to know that none of your pain has been wasted, not a single moment. Comment 777 if you believe God is still working, even in silence. There is peace in this moment, and it's not coming from anything this world can give. It is coming from the Spirit of God, reaching into the deepest places of your soul to tell you that you are not forgotten. Your name is still written on the palm of His hand. Your mother has seen it. She has watched as God traced His finger across your name again and again with love that never fades. There are things you've gone through that you never told anyone about. Times you were crushed under the weight of disappointment. Seasons where you felt so far from everything familiar, from everything safe. But your mother was there, not in body, but in prayer. She stood before God speaking your name, crying for your comfort, asking for mercy to follow you and strength to rise inside you. And God listened. He always has. You didn't lose her. You didn't. You simply can't see her anymore with earthly eyes. But her spirit, alive and holy in the presence of the Lord, is near in ways you don't even realize. Her prayers for you are now eternal. They are not bound by time. They are not lost to the wind. They are alive in God's ears, and they are still moving things in your favor. You may feel like life has forgotten you, like you've slipped through the cracks, like the world moved on and left you standing in the ruins. But your mother knows better. She sees from a place of truth now, and she sees the gold still buried deep in your soul. The beauty of who you are becoming hasn't even been fully revealed yet. She knows your story is still being written. And she's not worried, because she sees God writing it with His own hand. She wants you to stop beating yourself up for things you cannot change. She wants you to stop living in the shadows of guilt and shame. You've made mistakes. So did she. So does everyone. But grace doesn't run from mistakes, it runs toward them. Grace isn't scared of your brokenness. God knew exactly who you were when He called you His. He knew the cracks in your heart, and He still chose to fill them with His light. Your mother wants you to believe that again, to believe you are worthy, to believe you are still chosen, to believe that even now, after all you've been through, God is still able to raise you up. You are not too late, you are not too far, and you are not too broken. You have no idea how much your survival has meant to her. She has watched you stumble through grief, through confusion, through heartache, and she has watched you get up every time. That strength did not come from you alone. It came from the one who lives within you. The Holy Spirit has never left your side, not once. Even when you ignored Him, even when you doubted Him, He stayed. And now, your mother sees Him renewing your strength. She sees Him covering you in fresh oil. She sees Him pouring healing over old wounds. She sees Him raising you up again, not the same, but stronger, wiser, filled with compassion that only comes from walking through the fire. You've grown in ways you can't even see yet. You've become softer, more tender, more open to the things of God. The enemy thought your pain would harden you, but your mother's prayers have softened the soil of your heart again. You may not feel it yet, but the roots of something new are already forming. Something that will bless others. Something that will restore you. Something that will prove God was never late, only building something deeper. You are the answer to prayers, she cried years ago. And you will become a testimony to others who feel lost. Your story will carry power, not because it was perfect, but because God stayed faithful through every chapter. She knows that you will look back on these days and see how far you've come. She knows you will stand in the very places you once dreamed of. And she wants you to hold on until then, to not give up before you see the fruit of your pain, because it is coming. Heaven has already seen it. You are not just her child. You are God's beloved, and He is not done with you. She is not worried about you because she knows who is holding you. She knows what He is capable of. She knows that no matter what comes against you, God's promise is still greater. Your silence was not empty, it was sacred. And during those moments, your mother was near, standing before God, speaking the words you couldn't say. She lifted your name with hands no longer weary, with a voice now filled with divine authority, and she pleaded for the same mercy and protection that once kept her standing when she was alive. Her spirit now dances in the light of heaven, but her love has not left you. Love like hers, planted in the soil of God's presence, becomes eternal. You may not hear her voice anymore, but her prayers are still alive, still surrounding you, still moving through your life like a river that cannot be stopped. She sees the burdens you still carry, the things you try to hide from the world, and she wants you to know it's time to lay them down. God has been waiting to lift what you were never meant to hold. Comment 999 if you're ready to release what's been weighing on your soul. She knows how hard it's been to keep going when everything inside of you wanted to stop. She remembers what it felt like to put on a smile just to make it through the day. But now, she sees you through the eyes of heaven, and she knows the fire that still burns inside you is not gone. It's just been buried beneath the weight of sorrow and disappointment. But even a buried flame still carries light. And God is about to breathe on that flame again. He's about to fan it back to life. Your mother has seen the hands of Jesus wiping away your tears. She's watched Him whisper comfort into your weary heart. She's seen Him send angels to stand guard over you in moments when you didn't even know you were in danger. And she rejoices, not because you are without struggle, but because you are never without help. She knows now what she longed to believe when she was still here, that God never lets go, even when we do. There is a tenderness in the way God has held you. You may not feel it all the time, but it's there. In the way you somehow keep waking up and trying again. In the way your heart still longs for more, even after so many disappointments. That longing in you is not weakness. It's proof that God hasn't let your hope die, and your mother wants you to trust that hope again. She's seen the future that is being written for you. She knows you're afraid to believe in it. You've been hurt before. You've prayed and waited and still felt empty. But she's asking you not to let those unanswered moments become the definition of your faith. God was never ignoring you. He was preparing you. He was building strength inside of you that could only come through surrender. And now, that strength is rising. Slowly, quietly, but powerfully. You may not feel it yet, but heaven sees it. Your mother sees it. She sees the healing beginning to bloom in places where there used to be only pain. She sees God restoring your mind, your peace, your joy. The same joy that once made her smile now returns to you, not through memories alone, but through miracles that are coming. You are not cursed. You are not forgotten. You are not forsaken. You are marked by God's goodness, even in your grief. You are still chosen, still seen, still carried, and your mother's prayers are still being answered, even now. You have walked through fire and survived. You have loved through heartbreak. You have fought battles no one else could see. And still, you are here. That's not by chance. That's because you are wrapped in a purpose far greater than you understand. God is still unfolding your story. And your mother, from where she now rests in the presence of the Almighty, knows this next chapter will be unlike anything you've seen before. There's a softness returning to your heart. Not weakness, softness. A gentle strength that cannot be stolen by fear. That is God's doing. That is the fruit of faith. You may have felt numb for a long time, like you were walking through life without feeling anything fully. But your spirit is waking up again, because love is still chasing you, because heaven is still calling your name. You don't have to be perfect to be held by God. You don't have to be fearless to be used by Him. You just have to be willing. Willing to say yes again. Willing to trust again. Willing to let go of what you thought it had to look like and simply surrender to what God is already doing in your life. Your mother's voice is soft now, but filled with peace. She is telling you that it's not too late, that you haven't missed your moment, that even now, in the middle of your confusion, God is still turning ashes into beauty. She knows how close you are to walking into something holy, and she's still praying you into it. She remembers the days when she didn't feel like she was doing enough, when she doubted her impact, and yet, here you are, still standing, still reaching, still believing. You are the living proof that her life mattered, that her love didn't end, that her faith is still speaking. Don't let grief keep you from receiving joy. Don't let fear keep you from stepping forward. Your mother's story didn't end, it became part of yours. And her faith is still carrying you, even now. There is more to come, more for your heart to receive, more for your soul to awaken to. She has not stopped believing in you, and heaven has not stopped moving for you. Keep walking, keep breathing, keep hoping. She did not leave you empty, she left you with the kind of love that transcends space and time. A love that echoes through the voice of God and remains planted deep in your spirit. She watches you now, not with sorrow but with peace. The kind of peace that only heaven can give. The kind of peace that sees beyond your current struggle and knows exactly what God is about to do in your life. There is a river of hope flowing toward you, and though you may have walked through dry seasons, though you felt parched from waiting so long, that river has not dried up. It has only been delayed so it can arrive at the exact moment your soul is ready to receive it. Comment 1010 if your heart is ready to receive all that heaven has been preparing for you. You've been strong for so long, too long, and she knows it. She has watched you keep going when your strength was gone, when you were scraping together courage from the corners of your soul just to make it through another day. She has seen the way you protect others, the way you give your love even when you feel empty, and she wants you to know it's your turn to be filled. You've poured yourself out. Now it's time for God to pour into you. She is not sad for you, not because your pain isn't real, but because she's seen the end of your story. She's seen the beauty that will rise from your ashes. She's seen the healing that will come in ways you didn't expect, the joy that will return like the sun after a long winter. What feels like a grave right now is actually the soil for your resurrection. And her heart, now fully in God's hands, is resting in the truth that what feels final to you is just the beginning for Him. She knows that you still carry moments that haunt you, words left unsaid, things you wish you could go back and fix. Regret is heavy, and it has weighed on you in quiet ways. But God is not holding your past against you, and neither is she. There is nothing left to prove, nothing left to earn, only grace, only mercy, only a love that forgives before you even ask. She wants you to let go of what you cannot change and step into the freedom that's already been paid for. She prayed for this freedom when she was still here. Even if she didn't have all the words, she felt it in her spirit. She wanted more for you. Not more success, not more perfection, but more peace, more joy, more moments where your shoulders don't feel so heavy and your heart can breathe again. Now she stands in the presence of the one who gives that peace, and she is still asking for it to flood your life. She sees the spiritual war around you. The enemy has tried to surround your mind with fear, your heart with doubt, your path with confusion. But heaven has been fighting for you. Angels have stood between you and things that should have crushed you. and your mother's prayers have been part of that shield. You are more protected than you know, more loved than you've allowed yourself to believe. And even now, God is sending help, divine help, unseen but powerful. The kind of help that lifts the weight when you least expect it. The kind of help that makes a way where there was no way. That's what she's seen, and that's what she's waiting for you to believe again. You don't have to carry it all. You don't have to be strong all the time. You are allowed to fall apart and still be held. You are allowed to weep and still be wrapped in love. You are allowed to not know the answers and still be led. That's the grace your mother is praying you step into, the grace of simply being God's child again. There is something pure and childlike returning to your spirit. Not immaturity, but innocence, a softness, a new beginning. Because the Lord is healing you not just from what was done to you, but from what you believed about yourself because of it. You thought you were alone. You thought you were forgotten. But she has watched God carry you every step, and she wants you to see it too. She has seen the moments where you almost quit, when you thought your prayers weren't working. But God was never late. He was always moving, always shaping, always protecting. She knows how hard it is to wait when your heart is weary, but she is begging you, don't stop now. You are closer than you've ever been. She has already seen the door open. She has already seen the chains break. She has already seen the light flood into the darkest parts of your life, and she knows it's coming. Her voice is wrapped in that certainty now. She's not guessing. She's not hoping. She knows. Because she is in the presence of the one who promised you would rise again. She wants you to forgive yourself, to speak kindly to your own soul again. You've judged yourself too harshly. You've expected yourself to carry more than God ever asked of you, and it's time to lay that down. She is telling you now, with every breath of heaven's peace, that you are not a burden. You are a blessing. You are not failing. You are becoming. She remembers who you were before the world wounded you. And now she sees who you are becoming through God's healing. There is nothing in you that is beyond redemption. There is no part of your heart that God is afraid to touch. He wants all of it, the broken pieces, the confused pieces, the tired pieces, and He wants to make something beautiful with them. She is not watching with fear or sadness. She is watching with full trust in the God who holds you, the same God she now sees face to face, the same God who never left your side, even when you felt abandoned. There is something she needs you to understand now, something she has been trying to show you, waiting for you to truly believe. You are not too broken, not too far gone, not too damaged to be healed. The things you've been through did not define you. They prepared you, they shaped you, and more than anything, they brought you to the edge of something holy. You are standing at the door of a new beginning, and even though you may feel tired, even though it's been a long, hard road, the strength you need is already inside you. God placed it there when He created you. Comment 1515 if you know you were made for more than the pain you've been through. She remembers your laughter, your light, the way you used to believe so easily. She's seen that light flicker, grow dim under the weight of grief, shame, and exhaustion. But she also sees that it was never extinguished. The light inside you is not gone. It's been buried under too many burdens, too much pressure, too much pretending, but God is uncovering it now. He is breathing into your spirit, restoring what was buried, reviving what felt dead. Your mother's final message is not a goodbye. It's a gentle push toward the life she knows God still has for you. She's not asking you to forget her. She's asking you to live. Not just survive, not just exist, but to truly live with joy again, to wake up with purpose again, to feel peace deep in your chest again. And she knows the only way you'll find that kind of life is by letting go of the weight you weren't meant to carry and stepping back into the arms of the one who created you. She prayed for this. Before she left, in moments you never saw, she begged God to protect you, to keep you, to bring you back to Him if you ever wandered. She cried out to heaven for you, and heaven answered, not always the way you expected, but always with love. Sometimes, God protects you by blocking doors you thought you needed to walk through. Sometimes He loves you by letting certain people walk away. Sometimes, His silence is not absence, it's preparation. And your mother sees now how much He's been preparing you. You are going to feel whole again. She knows that sounds impossible when your heart has been broken for so long, but wholeness isn't about having all the answers. It's about resting in the hands of the one who does. And your mother has seen what it looks like when your heart finally lets go of fear and lets God in fully. It's coming. That moment where you realize the pain is no longer in control, the grief no longer defines your days, and the sorrow no longer has the final word. Your scars are not shameful. They are proof that you've survived. They are the markers of battles fought in silence. And even though the world may not see what you've had to overcome, your mother sees it. She celebrates every small victory. Every day you got out of bed when it felt impossible. Every time you chose to love again when your heart was still sore. Every quiet act of courage, every whispered prayer, she sees it all from heaven. And she is proud of you in ways words can never explain. She has seen angels surround your home. She has seen light fill your room in the middle of the night when you thought you were alone. She has seen God whisper peace over your anxious thoughts, seen Him steady your hands when they were shaking from fear, seen Him walk beside you when no one else stayed. And she wants you to stop questioning if God cares. He does. He has. He always will. This is not the end for you. There are still days to come that will overflow with joy. There are still mornings where peace will meet you before you even open your eyes. There are still moments where you will laugh so freely you'll forget what it felt like to be broken. And your mother will be watching, rejoicing, thanking God for every ounce of restoration that pours over your life. She is still with you, not in the same way, but in the ways that matter. In the kindness that rises in you when you speak to someone hurting, in the strength you find when you least expect it, in the quiet knowing that somehow you're going to make it. Her love didn't end, it transformed. And now it travels with you everywhere you go. You may never get the answers to all your questions. You may never understand why things happened the way they did. But you can rest in knowing that you are not walking through this life alone. God is near. Your mother's prayers are still rising, and heaven is not done with your story. She wants you to forgive. Not for them, but for you. Forgive the people who didn't love you right. Forgive the ones who couldn't stay. Forgive yourself for what you didn't know then. Let it all go. You don't have to carry that anymore. You are being called into freedom, real freedom. And your healing is not waiting for you in the future. It begins the moment you say yes to letting go. You've cried long enough. You've carried guilt long enough. You've walked in fear long enough. Your mother sees what God is about to do next, and it's more than just comfort. It's transformation. It's new life. It's beauty for ashes, joy for mourning, praise for heaviness. The kind of change that only comes when God steps in and makes everything new. So take a breath, not because it's easy, but because you are finally being lifted. The burden is no longer yours. The battle is no longer yours. The weight is no longer yours. God is taking it now. Your mother sees it. She rejoices in it. And she is still speaking peace over you, even now. The weight of life has made you tired, not just physically, but deep down where the soul aches. You have carried the kind of pain that keeps you awake at night, and you've had to hold yourself together when no one else knew you were falling apart. Your mother knows. She sees what you've held in silence. She sees the memories that replay like old wounds, the voices in your mind that try to tell you you're not enough. But she also sees the truth that the enemy has been lying to you, trying to make you forget who you are. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are not forsaken. You are covered. You are favored. You are still here, and that means God has not finished writing your story. Comment 1717 if you believe God is not done with you yet. Your mother has watched heaven surround you when you were too weary to fight. She saw the moments when you cried alone, and yet the Spirit of God came and sat beside you. You didn't know it then. You couldn't see it. But she saw it. She watched as God stayed near you through your darkest days. He never turned his back. Not once. Even when you felt far away, even when you questioned everything, God never let go of you. The mercy of God is not something you earn, it's something you receive. Your mother sees now more clearly than ever that every mistake you thought disqualified you was already forgiven before you even asked. That's how deep the grace of God runs. That's how wide his love stretches. There is no brokenness too deep for him to heal, no sin too big for him to wash away, no past too messy for him to redeem. You may feel like your faith is weak, like your prayers are empty, but heaven listens even when your voice trembles. God listens when you have no words left at all. And your mother is reminding you that it's not about being strong, it's about letting God be strong in you. She's watched the Holy Spirit carry you when your knees were shaking. She's seen the angels God assigned to stand around you like fire, protecting you from things that were never allowed to touch you. There are days you survive that you don't even understand how. You just know you made it through. That was God, that was his hand, that was his grace, and your mother knows it. She praises him now, not just for her own peace, but for yours. She sings in heaven because she knows what's ahead of you is greater than anything that has tried to break you. You haven't missed your moment. You haven't wasted your destiny. You haven't ruined your chance. God is the one who restores years, not just moments. And your mother wants you to hold on to that. You have cried over time you feel you lost, over doors that closed too soon, over dreams that seemed to die. But what you thought was the end, God has always seen as the middle,